What's up, Docs Daily? It's me, Detroit Lenny, here, joined with Robert Ferringo and Craig Trapp on a Thursday, December 11th. You officially have 14 days to buy my gift, ship it to me, and make me surprised. So get to stepping, folks. I like.
You're saying it's 2 weeks from today?
2 weeks from today,
Oh,
Christmas,
shit.
right? 14 days. 14 plus 11 is 25.
The 25th.
Yeah, my Detroit public school math hard at work right there.
This is not good, Lenny. That's like you're letting all us men in on this. Like, oh shit, our procrastination has gotten us to this point.
I bought one thing
for yourself.
No, for my wife. That's it. Like, she sends me a list every year, and like this is why men get in trouble, because my wives, like my wife, sends me a Christmas list. You know what's on the list? New bed sheets, a new a rug scrubber, and then like I buy the rug scrubber, and now I'm the asshole because I bought my wife a rug scrubber. I'm like, this is what she asked for. I'm like, come on. So
Lenny, you know the first rule of gift giving to a woman: never give her something she actually as a chore that she has to do.
Yeah, well, if she asks for it, she gets it. I mean,
you just get that for her on top of it.
What the baby wants, the baby gets. I don't know.
Don't put it under the tree.
Right.
1 year I bought her a rower, the row machines, and that didn't go over well, but whatever.
Yeah, that would be even worse than a chore.
Whatever. Exercise equipment. Anyways, if you're brand new to Docs, head over to, don't take our advice on buying wives gifts for Christmas. I'm telling you that right now. Maybe some sports betting advice. That's where you should be at right now. Free $60 account, links in the description of the video. You can get a free $60 account used on any handicappers picks you want. Day pass, week pass, season pass, you do you, Pikachu. Free $60. Click the link, take you right over there. You can use that on Craig Trapp, Robert Ferringo, mix, match, anything you want to do with that 60. It's all yours and it's free. All you got to do is click the link in the description of the video. So we got a little bit of everything on today. We got a full NHL card today. The Lakers let me down, and this is why I don't bet basketball or I hate NBA. It's not that I don't bet basketball, because I do. I just hate the NBA. I was on the Lakers last night, but whatever. Now I'm bitter. So that's all I got in the NBA, folks.
Hey,
thank you. Have a good night.
It's LeBron. He the king of the letdown. You had to know.
I would. Yeah, whatever. I knew it. I knew it when I gave it out too. I knew it. I told people, I'm like, I don't like it. That and the NHL play yesterday. I told everybody that I was going to bet that was the day before. I was going to bet the Oilers, and they were playing the Sabres. I said, but the Sabres are going to win. But I'm going to bet the Oilers because it's the only way the Sabres win for you guys. And then it happened. It came true. So I got a little bit of NHL today.
That was my one play this week of NHL, and the Oilers down 3-0 at the end of the second. I was like, "Are you for?" And then of course they sent it over.
Sabres, man,
and they got the tie, Lenny tie. I thought about you when it was. I was like, "Oh damn!"
Oh yeah.
Every play I should give out like 3 or 5 unit NHL play, and then 1 unit or 2 unit to make it
on the draw.
On the draw, yeah. Like every play I give out goes to extra time.
I'm telling you, that hockey, man, you sweat that stuff out. Robert, how we doing today? You got anything crazy going on?
So far, so good. Now there's not a ton going on. Like a lot of hockey, as you mentioned, limited NBA, limited college basketball, a snooze of an NFL game. So no Saturday. I got some things.
Was it 100 games Saturday, Robert, in college hoops? Isn't it 100?
What's that? Yeah, it's a lot.
100, maybe even plus 100. I was looking down through them like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's a full Saturday. We're not that far from conference play starting. It used to be after the new year. It was
right.
Really everybody geared up for it.
Big Ten already started, right? Like
Big Ten has already played. The Horizon, a bunch of the smaller leagues have already played a couple of games. Like it's not uncommon. So
the bigger conferences need it, right? The bigger conferences need the extra time if you're going to play everybody. And there's 18 teams. I mean, it's like, how are you going to play everybody if you wait till after? So it's kind of crazy. The Big Ten and the SEC, right? SEC starts this weekend, is it right?
I don't know about that. I don't think so. No, because like Alabama's playing Arizona, number 1 versus number 12 on Saturday. So no, I don't think that they start. But there's Big Ten games on Saturday. I do know that.
I thought that. I'm glad you mentioned that they're starting a little earlier this year, because everybody knows how I feel about basketball, and college basketball overwhelms me. I mean, I'll be the first one to admit it. It just beats. I just want to get into a ball and cry in the shower floor naked. It just beats the hell out of me, right? And
Lenny, I'll give you the one advice. Scott Spreitzer, I talked to him it was Friday actually, and he said we should be giving out. Just tell everybody to pick one conference. Like out there, if you're not like a diehard like Robert, myself is like pick a conference and just say, hey, I'm just going to study this conference. And the conference is, like we said, 18 teams in the SEC, 18 16 in the Big Ten, and who knows? Like, it's brutal.
Let me guess. His idea was that he takes the SEC and the Big Ten.
Well, he's just saying he was just saying as a novice better if instead of trying to like handicap all 150 games, just do the
I don't even do that. That's why I have you guys. I mean, you know who I work with?
Exactly.
Do people know what I do for a living here? I don't have to know nothing. I just skim through, and there's some things that I feel like I'm dangerous enough to know. You know what I mean? But I do think I felt like that earlier, though, that I'm like, man, conference play start. I remember New Year's would be like the time frame for that.
Lenny, was it a good day for you yesterday? That Michigan has the downfall again.
Dude, this is the last.
What a story.
Bro, it ain't over, bro.
Didn't see that.
Just so you know, like there's stories about this. Like they knew since signing day the season, and they waited, and so here's the deal. Here's what's come out with Sharon Moore, Michigan football head coach. He cheated on his wife with somebody in the program. Okay, some younger hot blonde, typical like Hallmark movie. Okay, guy cheats with.
I'm on his side there.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Hot secretary, whatever. Right. And then so he has this ongoing relationship. They investigated it at the beginning of the year. Couldn't find anything. The wife found out all kinds of stuff. Confronted him yesterday, and he threatened to kill himself. And then left and broke into his assistant's house and held her and him because he was going to kill everybody. Because he was spiraling for real. And then that's when they intercepted him, as they call it, because he was on the run with a butcher knife, and he was losing his shit yesterday. And then they transferred whatever. So, like, I mean, I'm not making fun of anybody because mental health's a problem, but this is a typical situation of the dude. He got caught and he panicked and he didn't know what to do. Like, so, I mean,
how much did Michigan really look into this? Was it like
week 2? Harbaugh hire?
And they were like,
they asked him. They were like, "Are you cheating on your wife?" And he goes, "No." And they were like,
"Okay, done."
Yeah. That was it. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they are not happy with him because he's 9-3, loses to Ohio State, and they're like, "You know what? Maybe we should open up this investigation a little more because obviously, here's the kicker: they don't have to pay him. They fired him with cause. Saves him $12 million. That'll go well with the next. I mean, I have no clue who they're going to hire next.
I mean, that's what I was going to say. That's a bargain compared to whatever they're going to have to pay for the next guy. And who are you going to
get? No.
Right.
How did you?
No. If I was them, I know.
Yes, because NFL coaches dropping down to college have been so successful.
I understand. I'm not saying it's a smart move. This is a Michigan type move, though.
I mean, they're saying DeBorg will be the first guy to reach out to. Dude, he turned down everybody else. Like, why would you're going to go from the south to the north? It would be an easier conference. I would say that to get to the championships way easier. I think there, but
in the Big Ten.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's only 3 teams. Hey, look how many teams are in the playoffs. There's 3. Look how many teams in the SEC. It's a lot easier to get to the championship in the Big Ten because you only got to be the top 3 teams in a watered down conference. To be very honest,
I don't agree with that.
I think
there may only be 3 Big Ten teams. There might only be 3 Big Ten teams, but they might be the 3 best teams
this year. I would argue that 2 of them obviously are. I still don't know about Oregon. I'm still I can't get the Oregon championship last year. You know what I mean? Like the playoffs last year out of my head, where it was like paper champion last year. All of a sudden they get, and it's like it was never even close. So we'll see what that is. But I will say this: if you're Michigan, that was your step guy anyway. It was like, hey, we're going to be.
It's always going to be the bridge between Harbaugh and the next guy.
The next guy.
I mean, he was
I would break the bank for Kenny Dillingham out of Arizona State. Dude, if you can win at Arizona State, you should, obviously that's his alma mater, so I don't think he's leaving there. But that's a guy I'd back the Brinks truck up to and be like, and guess what? I wouldn't be surprised if Underwood leaves. They bring the quarterback too.
He's already announced that he's entering the transfer portal.
Wow.
But
I read that on Twitter like a half hour ago.
But it doesn't mean he'll leave.
He can announce right now, but like,
what is that guy going to sign
his
for?
plan to enter is beneficially.
Well, I think he'll enter because you do that.
I don't think he can enter officially yet, though.
Till January something, right?
Yeah, but he has plans. He's
going to go because whatever they're giving him at Michigan, he's going to get triple to go somewhere else.
Well, I don't think it necessarily means he'll leave. When I was hearing this morning, it just means that now it's basically open recruitment. The new coaching staff that gets hired there will have a chance to try to convince him to stay. Money was, he was one of the highest paid players last year in college football. So it's not like Michigan wasn't willing to pay him. The Oracle guy, what's his name?
I know
that paid him. Him and his wife went there. Dave Portnoy recruited him.
Yeah, they pay all kind. They're paid to play. But listen, at the end of the day, they're just going to hire somebody that can beat Ohio State. If that guy hates Ohio State and could beat Ohio State, that's what they want. That's what they play for every year. The national title is the second. I'm just saying. They played to beat Ohio State, and they're not going to do that anytime soon. Pat
Fitzgerald would have been perfect for them. You got to be happy, Lenny. If you're Michigan State.
Absolutely. I want to play him now. I want to play him.
Look, Pat Fitzgerald was a great hire for your boys, and Michigan's going to have to do some work because obviously I think what's his name from Iowa State that went to Penn State would have been a great hire. Matt Campbell would have been a great hire for them. Now you're a little late. That's the only problem for this. But you are right, Lenny. It's awful suspicious that they waited till after signing day to announce this.
I just think listen, if he would have beat Ohio State, we might not even have heard about this. I swear to God.
This was coming out. No, this was.
It might not have came out till after the season, though. I mean, they didn't have a good.
Imagine
team.
He would have been in the playoffs. He beat Ohio State. He would have been in the playoffs.
That's conspiracy stuff. Like it had nothing to do with the Ohio State game.
Absolutely.
He was cheating on his wife. His wife found out this stuff was going to blow up. His reaction is the problem is you cheat on your wife. You cheat on your wife, man. Like that's not a new. That's not a new story. But you started threatening to kill people.
What was the staffer though?
Is like assaulting people, like that's why you're never going to work again. Like,
yeah, right. That's older, why you're never going to.
Petrino got busted cheating on his wife with someone that worked there.
Staffer.
He ended up getting hired back at the same place. Like you could come back from cheating on your wife, man. Like everybody's.
I didn't know he was only 39 years old. The beard makes him look a little older. I was thinking he was like mid-40s or so. And they're like, because they're like, oh, he has basically a newborn. I'm like, damn, he's a newborn in the mid-40s. And then I looked it up. I was like, damn, he's only 39 years old. So when he got the job, it would have been 37. That's, he's a young guy.
In there, let the young kid coach.
Dude, the social media stuff is awesome right now,
man. I saw the best one, and then we'll move on from this. The best one was the Step Brothers picture. Where he's standing, the tall, and the guy underneath, the guy sitting down, the Step Brothers sitting down was Mel Tucker, former Michigan State football coach, and then there was Sherrod Moore in the Michigan gear standing behind him, and I was like, "Ooh, damn!" As a Michigan State fan, that's funny shit right there.
I've seen a lot of the Connor Stallion stuff, which is great. It's like,
Ohio State fans are just basking in this right now. It's glorious.
Yeah, they beat them. Now they broke them. They're saying they beat them, and now they broke them.
Yeah, hey, whatever. I don't give a shit. Somehow I hope they both get removed from college football.
Lenny, imagine if you would. You know how you have they say the bingo card for coaching, like fires and hires this year, dude. If you would have said at the beginning of the year all the coaches that kind of. I mean, it is the who's who. This was the year. And the funny thing is, I guess all the agents knew this was coming. So a lot of them were like hoping that Michigan would have fired him earlier so that they could at least use Michigan as a bargaining chip to get more money at Auburn and, some of these coaches. Right. And it's like it never came. So they were thinking maybe it would until next year or something. So now a lot of these coaches that maybe would have wanted that job or at least tried to use it to get some money.
Never say never. Some of the guys that signed at their current jobs, I could see somebody leaving and taking this. Like who is it that Florida just hired? If they want him in Michigan, I could see him leaving. Like you can't
the Drinkowitz guy at Missouri.
There's no loyalty in college football at all, so nothing would surprise.
What's the guy that's with Harbaugh now? He was the defensive coordinator there. Mentor. I wonder if he would be interested in this. He did a great job when he was there with that defense. At least he's kind of got ties to Michigan, which they always seem to like. But the whole NFL drags on forever. So are you willing to wait, or will he leave? That's always an odd situation. But I kind of thought he might be a kind of, if you're not going for
get an NFL, he might be in line to get an NFL job.
He's been great this year.
Yeah, he's probably got to wait. I mean, if the offer's brought to him, if I was him at this point right now, I'd wait for the NFL gig, even though
the Michigan gig's going to be
those college gigs are better than the NFL gigs.
Yeah, are they now? I don't know. Like, is Michigan better than the Titans? Let's just say,
dude. If you go 10-2 every year, beat Ohio State.
Because you just don't hold on to those NFL jobs.
No,
right? They don't. They're so rare, unless you're like.
But it is like the whole recruiting every year. Your team, the entire team, every year. God, that has to be old. That has to get old so fast.
And now you're paying people. I don't know. Whatever.
They're pros now too. So yeah.
College basketball. Is there anything? I mean, the biggest.
There's only one good game, right? Iowa State. Yeah. And it's double digits. That's crazy.
Well, the last two times that Iowa came there, they lost by 25 and they lost by 20. And I guess the reasoning is if Iowa State can go on the road and beat Purdue by 23, then they could probably handle Iowa. Iowa didn't play very well, and I still want to see who Iowa is. I'm kind of curious. Like, I will watch some of that game because I want to see who Iowa is. They really haven't played anybody. Yeah, they played some kind of mid-tier,
Michigan, right?
NIT. They got hammered by Michigan State in the one real game that they played. But the other games, like Ole Miss and Xavier and some other kind of weak sisters. Like, they haven't played an NCAA tournament caliber team other than Michigan State, and they got run out of the gym. So I want to see, can they hold up? Can they not hold up? So the other game, it's not a good game by any stretch of the imagination, but I want to see Green Bay and IU Indianapolis. Green Bay was such a joke last year with Doug Gottlieb, such a joke. And he's such a loser. I'm not a Gottlieb guy or whatever, but I will admit they've been much better. They've been super competitive this year. They beat UMass. They played Yale close. They've played a pretty good schedule, and they have a bunch of decent losses, lose by 5, 6, 7 points. So Indianapolis is the worst team that they faced yet. It's the only team outside of the top 210, I think, that they've played. But Indianapolis is kind of a unique team because they play at the fastest pace in the country. Number one, faster than Alabama, faster than Vanderbilt, number one in the country in terms of pace. So they're not very good, but they play a weird style. So, how are they going to handle that? So I don't know. I'm a hoops dork, so I'm kind of curious.
Gottlieb is you can't just watch the game. You need to watch the timeouts. They should have a camera that just stays on him from the time he walks out. I mean, last game he threw a chair. I mean, it's just I don't know how they kept him, to be very honest, because last year he was trashing everybody, and getting hammered while he was doing it. I was like, oh, there's no way this guy makes it. They kept him. Maybe they're paying him off a little bit. Like you said, they're much better this year. We'll see how it comes in conference play. But man,
they lost their first conference game by 28, so that's not great. But that was on the road. But like I said, they've been better. They were a team that I was just looking to blindly bet against coming into this year. Because again, I think he's a joke. I think he's a complete and total joke. He's a clown show. But Got to admit, his team is playing better this year, and they're playing some competitive basketball. If they are better, this is a game they should win. And they started as favorites in that game. Now they're underdogs in that game, so you got a little line movement. And without many games on the card, stuff like that is just kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch them play in conference because that conference, I think, top to bottom, anybody can beat anybody on a given day. It's just, if you shoot well, other team doesn't shoot well. There's the margin of victory in that conference. I will say the Big Ten looks like it is. I mean, Robert, all the big team favorites have won, right? Mm-hmm. The last 2 days, there was 3 big spreads. They weren't. I was like, 16, 17, 20. Like, some of these teams have to cover. Not one of them covered. The haves and have-nots in the Big Ten look to be a canyon, right?
Yes, very, very much so. But I mean, that's going to even out a little bit as we get more into play. Like we saw what Nebraska did last night. Like Nebraska is for real. Like Rienk Mast is one of the best big men in the country. And when Hoiberg has a big man like that to anchor in the post and then surround the perimeter with guys that can shoot, which is what he wants to do anyway. Like they're for real. Illinois has the talent. Like they're going to beat someone. Indiana, they're going to be up and down, but in Freedom Hall, like they're going to beat someone. And that's what's going to determine, it's pretty much a 3-horse race between Michigan, Michigan State, and Purdue. I'm not a big UCLA believer at all, but even that, if they're the 4th best team, they'll beat somebody, and that's what it's going to come down to is who gets upset on the road at Wisconsin or Nebraska or USC or something like that. And that's going to determine who wins the Big Ten regular season.
I mean, I think they're going to get 8 teams in the tournament because I do think Illinois, Indiana, I think UCLA will get in the tournament. I think USC is not terrible.
They're going to get more than that. They'll probably.
I think Oregon is kind of like one of those, like, I don't know what, because Oregon's banged up. Like, if they get healthy, like, maybe, I don't know. But it's like.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I don't know what's going on there, but it's weird. I've never seen this. I've never seen a Dana Altman team play this poorly out of the stretch. And you mentioned it. Yeah, like Nate Biddle has been kind of in and out of the rotation. Like they started the season without Shellstan, but they're both back and healthy. And like they weren't even competitive. They haven't even been competitive in the games that they've been losing, which again is very much not like Dana Altman. So
especially at home. They usually at home are very tough.
Yeah, I mean
they lost to USC already.
They have like an NIT ceiling right now. I feel like get healthy, play well in conference play, go win the SAT, the NIT. But again, another team to keep an eye on when we get into conference play is Washington. Washington was my undervalued team coming into the year. They got some dudes. They got the 2 transfers from USC. They went back and they hammered USC on the road. They were another team that didn't start the year healthy. Same type of thing. They're not a powerhouse, but they're in that second tier, that thick second tier that are going to beat some people this year. It's not going to be an easy road trip for Michigan State to make. Purdue has been beatable. Like Michigan looks much better than Purdue right now.
Oh,
so I don't know.
I didn't think this would be the year.
Part of Michigan, it's the basketball team. I'll tell you what, that college basketball. I mean, that Michigan team looks good.
They did the right. Dusty May is a stud. Like the dude. I mean, it wasn't a fluke that he won at FAU. A lot of people thought so. It's like he won multiple years there, first of all, and then like look what he's done immediately. This guy can coach and recruit, and I love the style of play. It really fits well with like the NBA. The way the NBA is playing is kind of like. So those guys will project well. I think he'll get a lot of good transfers. And like you said, this couldn't happen at a better time for Michigan. It's like the football program and all that. It's like, we have these boys right here. So I want to see
they do look like an NBA caliber team when they run the court. They look loaded. Like they're running an NBA offense. Like
I think the bottom half of the Big Ten though. Is so bad. There will be a few upsets. Like the Ohio States, I think they're like in that mid-tier, so they could go one way or the other. But others, teams, I think they're bad. Same with the ACC this year. I think the ACC, the bottom half of that league is. I can't believe I'm saying this. Like they're like the Big East has passed them up. The Big East is. I would take most of those teams in the Big East over the bottom teams. I think UConn plays Texas this weekend.
Yes.
I mean, they have played a brutal
schedule. Connecticut has played everybody. Yeah, Connecticut's awesome.
They don't shy away from nothing, do they?
No.
And they played at Kansas.
And I want to see if they can blow Texas out. That number is going to be big. That number is going to be around 13.
Really? I was thinking 10.5.
Yeah, I think it'll be like 12.5 is where it'll open. But here's the thing. They've played everybody and they've beaten people. But they haven't blown out a decent team. Like to this Texas team, again, they're like bubblicious. Like they're going to be right there at the end. Like they're not in, they're not out. They look more like an NIT team. Like this will be the worst Sean Miller team that he has at Texas. Like within 2 years, they're going to be back competing in Elite Eights and stuff like that. So if you're going to get Sean Miller, get him now, right? But can Connecticut just blow them out like we've seen Gonzaga do and Iowa State do?
That's
and
just
Michigan
not the way this UConn team plays, though. Like it is like a trench warfare when you watch UConn play. I mean, dudes are grown men, and it's like it reminds me of UC basketball back in the day, Bob Huggins early on, where it's just like, we're going to beat you up, and then we'll figure out how we win the game at the end. And that's kind of and it has worked.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. That's why I'm interested, because Hurley's teams that won the back-to-back championships, they would just demolish people. Like they would just blow people.
They were more offensively,
and then the last 2 years, not as much. Right. So what is this Connecticut team? If this Connecticut team just, like I said, it's a true home game. The last time they played a big true home game like this, they lost to Arizona. Right. They're going to be up for it because it's Texas. If they just lay waste to Texas, then I will put them in that category right now with the Michigans and the Gonzagas and the Iowa States and the teams that are just laying waste. If they don't, if they win by 7 points, then it's like, okay, this is like a Sweet 16 good Connecticut team, not like a Final Four good Connecticut.
His margin of victory is much less this year than he's had on those championship teams. Those teams they had more offensively talent. Now they're going to play defense, rebound. They do all the stuff that those teams did. They need somebody that they can go and say, hey, we need a basket, to kind of put this team away. They really don't have that. At least haven't found that yet. Arizona probably has the 2 best wins in the year, by the way. Like, I mean,
they do.
Start to Florida and then at UConn. At UConn is, people don't know. Winning at Stores, if you've never gone there, just go there. Just try to get there. It's not an easy place to get to. And then
try to get there.
And same thing, they demolished Auburn last weekend. Like they won by 30 points. Like that's a good Auburn team. They have like NBA players on that. Like that's a tournament team, and they beat them by 30 points. Like that was never even a game. But Arizona, number 1 team in the country, they're going to Birmingham on Saturday. That's the best game of Saturday in any sport. Number 1 Arizona, number 12 Alabama playing in Birmingham. Can they get that?
Alabama's played a tough schedule too.
They have played a really tough schedule. They have beat people. It's a neutral court, but they will have the home court advantage. Can Arizona win that one? I think Arizona's a little better than Alabama, but the way Alabama plays, if they're hitting their shots, it doesn't matter if you're better than them. Like their style will dictate this one. But that's going to be a great game.
My problem always with Alabama is the way they play, and you shoot that many threes. If you have a bad shooting game, you lose a tournament game. And it's hard to win 6 games in a row with basically just shooting well. And you have to shoot well if you play that style.
But they have so many guys that shoot that it's not like for that to happen, it's like they got to have 5 guys have an off night at once.
The Holloway kid is awesome. Like, I love that.
He's hurt. Aiden Holloway, like I want to see if he plays. Reitzel just came back for them. And then they're like, who's the other one? Like one of their big men is still banged up too. So they might be Bull Bowen. I think Bull Bowen's going to play. I don't know if Aiden Holloway is going to play in that game. So yeah, that is like, you got to have all hands on deck.
I mean, I thought he was going pro, to be very honest, after last year. He's like, granted he played behind, an All-American, but it's like, you saw the glimpses of what the NBA would have, I'm sure, been a late first, early second round. So he came back. We got a little benefit. He's not coming back next year. So hopefully he plays and we start to see that. The good thing is the SEC, these teams are playing tough schedule now. The SEC is once again, loaded. Like, I cannot wait for the SEC play this year. I mean, think about it. Kentucky's going to be like the 7th or 8th team in that league, maybe 9th. Like, that's how
again, they have an interesting game. They're playing Indiana at home. They're going to be favored in that game. They're getting a little bit. They're getting 100%. There will, because Indiana, they're another one of those teams. Like they beat Marquette. Okay, Marquette's not very good this year. They beat Kansas State. Okay, they lost at Minnesota and they lost to Louisville. So like they're kind of like Iowa, where like we know they're better. We think they're pretty good. But how good is good? Kentucky, again, they're getting a little healthier. They're playing at home. So, like, there's no way that they're not favored.
1.5 point favorite.
They're what?
1.5 point favorite right now.
Nah, it'll be 4. It'll be 4 by Saturday.
Okay.
If guys are
there
playing.
You go.
That'll go.
I think they both lost to Louisville.
Bet it now if you can, but I'm interested in Arkansas, Texas Tech. I want to watch that game. I just want to watch it. I got no money on it yet, but I'm gonna definitely probably will.
I hate that it is a noon tip-off. Again, like that's an 11 a.m. local tip-off because that one's being played in Dallas. Like you just don't. They're college kids, man. Like it's already hard enough trying to figure out like how they're going to respond to situations like that. But it's an 11 a.m. game. Like that's brutal. Like that game should be at like 5 o'clock. That should be in the middle of the day because that's going to be a very good game. Like Arkansas probably should have beaten Duke. Like they had them on the ropes in the second half of that game. They have athletes. They have a little bit more experience. Texas Tech has the best player on the floor in that game, which is JT Toppin. But Texas Tech hasn't. They're not as good as they were last year. That's for damn sure. Like
is Toppin the number one paid guy?
Like what's that?
Is Toppin? I think he's the number one paid guy in college basketball this year. Toppin.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
He was paid a lot last year when he transferred from New Mexico, right, to Texas Tech. And Texas Tech, people that don't know, have like this collective, why the football team's so good. That basically it's pretty much a blank checkbook right now for both men's basketball and the football team. So Texas Tech is loaded. Toppin is a lot of people don't know about him because, like Texas Tech basketball didn't get probably what it deserved last year. Watch this kid. This kid is a stud. Stud.
He can do it all.
I don't know what he'll be in the NBA. Like he's a tough projection, the NBA, but in college, dude's a monster inside. Like it's hard to stop him now.
Yeah, he's just like a 3-and-D. Like 3-and-D makes it sound reductive, like he can't play. Like he's going to be a very good wing in the NBA. Like there's nothing he can't do. He can get to the basket, he can defend, he can rebound, he can shoot a bit. Like he's 6'9", almost 6'10", but plays fast. Like he's very good. But I got to tell you, they have the best player. But I think Arkansas is better than Texas Tech is. I don't know. This number is going to be right around a pick 'em. I think Arkansas will be getting like 1.5 points, something like that.
Great equalizer, though, Robert.
The 3.
Coach Cal is the worst game coach out there. So it's like they have to be 5 or 6 points better for him not to lose. Like I remember earlier this year they played Michigan State. I'm like, they played Michigan State. I was like, it was the easiest pick of the year because Tom Izzo is probably worth 5 points on an average coach. The guy's just like he gets the best out of his players. And then you have Coach Cal that might get the least. I mean, to have one championship, he has the number one. It's not close. The number one most guys in the NBA for the last decade. And it's just he cannot.
I mean, I'm not going to defend Cal because he's kind of a douche, but a lot of those guys were one and done kind of guys that weren't as good in college as they turned out to be in the look. Jamal Murray was really good in college. He's not what he was in the pro. Like everybody wants to look at Derrick Rose. Like Derrick Rose wasn't the best player on that team, that Memphis team. That
Booker was the sixth man on. That's how deep Kentucky was when Booker was there. He was the sixth man.
Right. That's crazy. Well, look, winning 6 games in March is difficult. They you mentioned that Michigan State game. You're right. They probably should have won that game. And Michigan State is awesome this year. Like Michigan State is a Final Four caliber, national championship caliber team. They only lost by 3 points, and that was on campus. You know what I mean? So they could have beaten Michigan State. They could have beaten Duke. Like those are heavyweight teams that we have seen Arkansas go toe-to-toe with. They lost those games, but we haven't seen Texas Tech do anything like that yet this year.
I know Israel has 1 million Final Fours. He just has 1 championship still, right?
Yeah.
The Mateen Cleaves.
Yes.
And by the way, last time a Big Ten team won was year. So
that's
this year,
you can't rag on Cal without ragging on Izzo. These guys are great coaches. Like it's hard to win national championships, man.
I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm guessing Michigan State probably has 1 pro per year. Coach Cal has 3 or 4. Do you want to know
what Michigan fans call Tom Izzo to piss Michigan State fans off? They call him James Franklin of college basketball because he can't win shit. But he can't win nothing.
Mark Few has still never won one, and he's
Bob
one of the
Huggins. You go. There's a lot of good coaches. Matt Painter's never won one as good as he has been the last few years. I mean, I always keep saying Matt Painter. He better win. When he had Edie, And then it's like, oh, he's never going to have a team. I think this team's probably as good, if not better, as this year. So it's like, but how many more chances you have? You start to go and you go, like, you just don't have.
They're not going to win it. They're not going to win it this year. They're not good enough to win it. They don't have enough NBA caliber talent.
Yeah, I don't think they can win.
That's the problem with them is they always have really good college players. You need guys past that athleticism threshold that will be NBA caliber players.
They don't have elite talent. They just do not. That's just facts. They just, I mean, other than Edey, and they had the kid that's with the Pistons now. What's his name?
Yeah. Ivy.
Yeah. Like those were obvious. You watch them playing, you're like, these guys are playing in the NBA. But like Braden Smith, he'll get a chance. And I think
Carson Edwards is awesome.
But I also think the Lawyer kid, great shooter, will probably get a chance in the NBA. But these aren't going to be like starters.
No, none of these guys are NBA players. Kaufman-Renn probably has the best chance, and he's not quick enough. Like he's not good enough. So no, they have a really good college team. That's what I mean. They might make a Final Four for him, but like they're not gonna win.
They do have great guard play, and guard play does go a long way.
Oh, they're awesome. They're awesome.
If like they don't beat themselves. That's always the greatest. Like when you have great guard play, you got to beat them. You got to take it from them. And so, but I think Coach Cal is like talent. If he could just line up his NBA talent, he would be like, he's a Hall of Famer. Don't get me wrong, but it's just. And I've been watching Coach Cal because being a Bearcat fan growing up, he was at Memphis, and like the rivalry with Coach Huggins and all that. Like it's been a great story. I wish for his sake that he could take that talent and develop it here and not just wait those guys in the end.
He's a scumbag. I'm not rooting for that guy. Welcome to NY Warrior, our new member.
Yes.
Jack Hashimoto. He's got a question for you, Lenny, about that draw. What are you thinking about that draw?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Lenny, are you feeling okay?
I got a few NHL plays today, but that's not one of the draws I got. I think Washington pretty much manhandles the Hurricanes here.
You at least have 3 draws though today. You got to.
I only have 2.
2? Oh.
Yeah.
The over-under, if you just said over-under, I would have said 3, 3.5.
I have some bets on winning regulation. So what are your draws?
Let me look them up real quick. Vegas, Philly.
Okay.
Vegas, Philly, Dallas, Minnesota, and Florida, Colorado.
I really am interested.
What about Florida, Colorado?
I am kind of turning the corner on Colorado, where I think it's time to start betting against them.
Yeah, like they're pretty much peaked.
They're awesome. Right. Like I took Nashville, like I wussed out and I made it a +1.5. But I had a bet on Nashville to win outright at the end of that road trip. I feel like they're going to lose maybe 3 times over their next, let's say, 7 games. And when you're laying what they're laying every night, that's big problem. So I think some +1.5s, some winning regulations that you can juice up to like +300. It is like mathematically impossible for Colorado to continue to win at the rate that they are. In the NBA, I think that Oklahoma City is going to be able to do it a little bit longer because it's just a different sport, right? Like hockey, the margins are razor thin. Underdogs win all the time. There's not a huge discrepancy between top teams and bottom teams. Like it is incredible what Colorado is doing. So I think it's time. I think over like the next 15 games, if you just bet against Colorado, take that +1.5. I think you're going to be all right.
Yeah, and I just looked real quick at the next say 10 or so games, and it's Florida tonight, Nashville at home, whatever. But then they got to go to Seattle, back home to Winnipeg, go to Minnesota, back home for Utah, go to Vegas, back home for LA, go to St. Louis, go to Carolina. So they're back and forth a lot, and I don't like that one day off travel thing. I agree with you. I think Colorado Avalanche they're the best team in the NHL. I don't want to make no mistakes about that. They will be in the playoffs.
But that's where you can get confused, right? As bettors, you get confused as a bettor thinking they're the best team. But the difference is the great equalizer
win every night
is the money line. When you lay -3, anything in the 300s in any money line sport,
I'm not doing it.
You basically have to win 80% of the time if you bet them every game. So you can't. It's not a way you make any money. You either got to leave them out, or like Robert said, you got to
sparingly.
You can't bet against them every game, but if you
No.
dabble a game here, game there.
I don't know. I think from now until over the next month, just a 1-unit play against Colorado and a 1-unit play plus 1.5 every night. I think you're gonna be all right.
I mean, they're destroying teams in a way that it's nuts. So that's gonna, come back down to earth a little bit. I think is what
how many games do the Thunder win this year?
It's a game of runs. It's a game of runs, and right now they're on a heater. We're gonna simmer down a little bit, and they'll go on another heater. You just got to try and catch that wave at the right time.
One game you might want to pass on though is they get a return game against Nashville. Nashville just beat them.
Yeah, that's
they play Nashville
minus 2.5.
Maybe take that night off. But other than that, yeah,
who's gonna have a bigger margin at the either Colorado Avalanche or the Oklahoma City Thunder?
Oklahoma City.
They're murdering teams. I mean,
they're going to break that record, I think, this year.
Again, hockey guys are going to get hurt on that team. Like I said, the games are so much closer in hockey. Like Colorado's going to come back. You asked before, how many games is Oklahoma City going to win? As many as they want to.
I think they might only lose. I was looking at the schedule. I see 4 losses because they have 1 already. That they'll have 3 more for sure. Then after that, 1 or 2 that you don't expect. So maybe 6, 7 losses because they're so much better. Their second unit would win some of these games. Their second unit it was great last year in the playoffs. It was great all year, and they're doing some of this they did without Jalen Williams for the first month of the season too. That's for people that don't know, he's their second best player. A lot of people he's not a household name. The guy's awesome.
Yeah, it's like they have a back-to-back with San Antonio. Wemby might be back around Christmas for them. Maybe. They got to go to Minnesota. Denver will get them. I know Denver will beat them.
Yeah, they haven't played Denver yet, which is kind of
at least once this year.
At Denver's always tough. At Denver's always tough. But the one thing about Denver is they're kind of
they got a weird back-to-back in February where they're at Toronto, then at Detroit before they play Denver at home. It's like they get Cleveland at home, at Toronto, at Detroit, Denver at home. I think they lose one of those games. They got to go to New York in March.
I had Denver, Cleveland, and Detroit were the 3 that I thought they'd lose. First of all, I think all 3 of those teams, they play physical. People that haven't watched, all their guards, they play physical. You saw it yesterday. What's his name? The kid from Duke pushed a guy. They just frustrate you because they play physical, not dirty. They're just, Caruso is one of those guys that he's a pest. And they got frustrated yesterday. And Allen, right? What's his name? Grayson Allen got kicked out for pushing. It's like that guy's a
all-time dickhead.
Yeah. So, but they frustrate people. But I thought Detroit plays physical. Dude, that's a team you don't want to play in the alley, as they say. And I think Toronto, they're so long if they're healthy, which is always, Brandon Ingram's always injured, but healthy, they are so long and lanky. And I think Houston as well is also, because
end of February, beginning of March, they have a tough stretch. That one that I mentioned. Then after they play that Denver game, they play 3 games and 4 nights at Dallas, at Chicago, and then they end at New York, which is going to be a big game for them. Then they come home and play the Warriors and Denver. Warriors, Denver, Boston, Minnesota. Okay, then they have to go to Orlando. So, look, they're a juggernaut. They, like I said, if they want to win 75 games this year, I think they can win 75 games this year, right? But,
there's SGA.
I like that they'll win as many as they want to win.
SGA is the
you want to max out in the regular season, though. I mean, remember that Golden State team, to this day, that is the greatest basketball team I've ever seen. That is the best basketball team I've ever seen, okay? They didn't win the championship. I don't care about that, the Draymond Green stuff. They were still the best team. It went to Game 7. Get out of here that they're not the best team. They're the best team, but they didn't win the championship. So Oklahoma City is going to have to confront that same thing. Do we want to go for this? Do we want to set the all-time record?
They've said they do. So that's I thought they might shy away from it because when you throw it out there, then it puts a target on your back. But they're like, yeah, we want to get of course we do. And I'm like, damn, for a young team to say that, that's kind of putting.
They're young. I mean, you know what I mean? The experienced guy might have been saying, hey, our next, you know, the only thing we're worried about is our next game. You know,
they're
something
way
like
deeper.
that. You know, that's the veteran guy. Those guys ain't veterans. Those guys
they are deeper, but it's still a one-man team. Let's not.
SGA is the one guy they can't replace.
Right.
Obviously, we've seen it. They already replaced Jalen Williams, and they didn't miss a beat.
Right.
What's his name? Chet has missed a few games, hasn't missed a beat.
Right.
But when SGA is not there, they really don't have. You know, it would be like Steph Curry, of course.
He's on another level. That's hard to replace that guy anyway.
Although people say he's going to win MVP again, maybe Joker should win the MVP every year.
Yeah,
because he's the most unstoppable player in the league. Like, and you know, he can beat you rebounding, he can beat you with his assist, he can beat you scoring, and like, there's no. If you say you're going to take it away, you can't. He's the only guy that can take, and he does not take nights off.
Okay,
he doesn't.
One thing real quick before we get out of here, we had a Thursday night football game, and we haven't even. That
tells you about this game.
Talk about it. Like, is Atlanta competitive in this game? Tampa Bay has been playing like trash. They've been playing like trash for 2 months. Like, even when they were winning games, they've been getting outgained. Their defense is allowing 70% completions over their last 5. Like, they can't stop anybody on defense. They're getting healthier with like some wide receivers, but that offense is still like really streaky. Like, it's not a great offense. Like they're missing Liam Cohen. Obviously, you're seeing what he's doing with Tampa Bay, with Jacksonville. So like, their offense isn't as good this year. Like, but Atlanta is just, they're a dumpster fire right now. Like, are they competitive?
It's like fantasy football. When you look at the Atlanta parts, it's like, dude, all these guys are like, damn, Bijan and, you know, London, you know, you got all these guys, and it's like, they just don't, I don't know why they don't fit together, right? Like,
that number up to 6, is that real? It was 4.5 this morning.
Atlanta they're bad, but they're good enough to beat somebody.
5.5.
Just some weird shit with this game, and don't do it. I'm not betting the teaser. I'm not betting the side or the total. I got 3 props.
If Tampa Bay loses,
he scores a touchdown in the end.
If Tampa Bay loses and Carolina wins this week, is Carolina winning the division? Like right?
They're in first. They will be in first place.
They would be in first place.
Right now they're tied, and I think they have to play each other twice. Carolina sucks though. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they lost this weekend.
Every time I think I start to write Carolina off, you know, they beat somebody. I'm like, how is this team winning? Like,
I don't know how they're 7-6, to be honest with you. I'm still confused at that, but it is what it is. I got a couple props in this game.
Rams are the best team in the football, and they beat the Rams.
I got a 7-unit prop in this game, Lenny. So who you got? Who you looking at?
I'm on what's his name? Okay, so I got Imabaka, whatever, Imajibuhuka.
Bless you.
Anytime touchdown plus 150. I got Tyler Algier, anytime touchdown plus 200, and Bucky Irving over 2.5 receptions. That's a little juicy at minus 145, but whatever. Those are the only 3 props I got in this game.
Kind of like
Bucky Irving. Was this his 3rd game back? I think it's his 3rd game back, which I always say after injury, like one game, you kind of got to give it to him. The second game, you see a little improvement. We'll see. I think this Tampa Bay team only goes as far. Baker's put him on the back. If Bucky Irving can get back to where he was last year, this team could be for real, win a playoff game even. But if he's not, Baker's like, dude, I mean, you could only do so much.
Yeah,
I mean, weird. Like, it's been underdogs all on Thursday nights all season long, right? Like, you look at it's a divisional game. You look at Atlanta, they lost by 3, they lost by 3, they lost by 6, they lost by 1, they beat the Bills. Like, so weird, just such a weird team. But no Drake London. Darnell Mooney is still banged up. Like, he just hasn't been very good. It's basically going to be the Bijan show again tonight. And their defense has played pretty well. So I don't know. It's weird. It is odd that without major injury, you know, Drake London, okay, he's out, but he's not going to move a line 1.5 points. Wednesday morning, the number on this was 4. That game 4. Now it's 5.5, and it'll be 6, hard 6 by kickoff. Just, is there any reason to take Atlanta?
I mean, I want to based off the number, especially at that 5. I want to put Atlanta in a teaser and go over the points or under, to be honest with you, under or over, because I think that total is about right. But I want to take Atlanta plus points, but I don't like these teams.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like anything about these teams. They play bad football. Tampa's not healthy. The only person that's worth a shit is Baker Mayfield on Tampa Bay.
Well,
Other than that,
what if Tampa wasn't it Tampa that got the field goal block to win the game, and they're
just
against
horrible.
the Eagles, right?
The Jets.
The Jets, yeah. But
Wasn't
they're
that-
like 1-5. They're both
The
1-5.
Eagles blocked it.
You're talking about the Eagles and Rams. That was the Eagles and Rams.
It was Rams, yeah.
The Tampa Bay and the Jets had the weird one where
and they still
had a
won.
field goal blocked and the Jets ran it back, but then
Yeah.
Tampa Bay came back down and scored again.
Imagine if they lost that game. Where
they could have lost a bunch of games early in the season. Again, Tampa Bay is not a good team. I will not be surprised if Carolina comes back to win that division, just because you look at what happens in the NFL every year, right? Where like almost half of 3 out of the 8 division winners turn over every single year.
And don't
right?
even make the playoffs.
It's happening in the West, right? They don't even make the playoffs. So it's kind of Tampa Bay's time, right? Like they've made the playoffs 4 or 5 straight years. Like it's kind of time for them to be at. But I don't know what we said about this game though. Like that kind of sums up, I feel like, most of the NFL. Like, are you going to take the points with Indianapolis and Phillip Rivers?
Hell yeah!
Like, are you going to take the points with Tennessee on the road? Are you taking the points with Arizona, with the Jets? Like,
I think it was Stephen A. Smith said, "Okay, here's what the NFL loves is that the parity. Look at all the different teams now that are winning and at the top that weren't there last year, and then the Kansas Cities that we kind of expected. Even the Eagles have played great. Is this good for football? I actually like it the other way. I like when the teams are really good and I'm trying to find, teams are trying to find a way to beat them. This has been a very tough year, I think, as a handicapper, as a bettor, because it's so it has been so wild. There's just been the swings week to week, team to team has been absolutely nuts.
For me, the biggest problem why this has been one of my worst NFL season is the bottom is so big and so bad. It used to be there was 3 teams at the bottom that were like the Jets, the Browns, and somebody bad, right? Somebody else that was just terrible, every weekend blown out. Now there's 11 of those teams, right? The Jets suck, the Titans suck, New Orleans sucks, the Giants suck, the Browns suck, Atlanta sucks. These teams are bad. There's the Raiders. Okay, I just named 7 teams.
There's 18. I just counted. There's 8 teams with 3 wins or less.
Right.
8. I just counted.
Right. So it's every weekend. Are you going to bet on those teams? Well, no, because they're terrible. But you know what? They've been covering numbers. And, the Jets have covered 5 out of 6. You know what I mean? You get a fluky win or upset out of one of them. So it's normally I wouldn't touch those teams, but you kind of have to. So that's what I mean. This weekend, I feel what are you going to do? You're not going to lay double digits on all these teams, right? So you got to try and guess which is going to be the one blowout, 1 or 2 blowouts out of the 6 double-digit numbers. Is that right? Is there 6 double-digit favorites or 9.5 and above with Houston?
Which is nuts.
Yeah, listen.
3 of them will cover, 3 of them won't.
But I don't. Is it positive or a negative that we have different teams this year? I don't know.
It's always possible.
I don't know. I won't go down the rabbit hole that Stephen A. I don't like that dude.
Yeah, he sucks.
Well, I don't like him either. But it's interesting, comment that this is what the NFL wants. That one, there's a lot more parity than this year than ever before. I guess it's both ends. There's really bad and really good, but the middle maybe is a little bigger. There's only and do you consider? He said the Rams are the best team in football. I don't know if I consider that. But he said the Rams, and then obviously you have the Patriots, and you have the Broncos. Which one of those teams you believe in? Maybe the Rams the most, I guess.
I had the Rams first, Seattle second, and Green Bay third.
Nobody's talking about Seattle, and
I don't have Denver or New England in my top 5.
But record-wise, they're both on a 10-game win streak, right?
Yep. Denver might be the worst 11-2 team in the history of the NFL.
They really are
not good.
I just think their
front 7 is awesome.
I think New England is not as good as their 11-2 as well.
They're gonna. I think New England's better than Denver. I think New England's better than Denver, even though they've beaten a worse group of teams. Just watching them play, I think Drake May is better than Bo Nix. I think their offense is a little bit more diverse. I think they have a little bit more explosiveness in the running game, right? And defensively, Denver is better, but I think only marginally better. And I just like the way New England plays. They just hit people. They just run around. They just run around.
They just run around hitting people, right?
You know what I mean? So
I couldn't believe Buffalo was favored this week. Like I was like, how is Buffalo favored? Buffalo, they should have lost last week. The Bengals gave it to them.
Yes.
Like completely gave it to them. If it wasn't the snow, I think they would have gotten hammered because the Bengals pass game was doing whatever they wanted in the snow. Imagine what they would have done if it wasn't snowing.
And Buffalo has not played well in Foxborough, and they have not done well against the Patriots since Tom Brady left. Like everyone thought that once Brady left New England, now Buffalo has been winning the division. They've taken over that division
by default.
But if you look at them against the spread in those games with New England, they have not done well. I want to say they're like 1-5 against the spread in the last 6 against the Patriots. They lost at home to them earlier in the year. So tough to bet against Josh Allen.
And that game wasn't as close as the final score even.
No.
If you watch that game, New England pretty much dominated and then got a couple big plays. Josh Allen is unbelievable. He's going to keep you in games. Like the dude's just he's better Baker, where he just puts teams on his back at times. But it's like you can only do so much. You can't do that every game, for the entire game. It just doesn't work that way. And I don't know what's wrong with their defense. I thought their defense would be better. It's not very good this year.
It's not very good. So there's no way I'm laying points on the road with them.
Last question before we get out of here. App State, they will cover. Will they cover versus ECU, Eastern Carolina? I did not get involved.
Tell you what, Tony George has a 5-unit play in that game. So not only does he have a feeling about it there, Cinefagate out 970, but he's got a strong feeling about it. So go down and use the free 60. Use that as your free 60 today and go get that pick for free, and he will have the answer for you. All will be revealed.
I looked at that game and I was like, flip a coin. I thought that game was
I got nothing on it.
The only game I liked today in college hoops that I was just it was that Iowa State game. And I'm like, if Iowa State has any letdown at all, the Ben Sturridge kid is unbelievable. If you haven't seen him play at Drake or even Missouri State right before that, he's going to be a lottery pick, which if you'd have told me,
he's not.
I think he is.
He's not.
Because they consider him, I've read some of the stats.
Friendly steak dinner bet that he doesn't go in the top.
Like a lot of people see, like he kind of has a little Luke. He's kind of baby Luka, not quite as big as Luka, but just like, the ball is always in his hand. Always in his hand.
Again, this is like when Lenny said that the Tigers were going to win over 95.
He's going to have to have.
I'll take your action, Craig. I'll take your action.
I'm on. I don't want no smoke. I already owe a steak dinner. St. Joseph's is my only play today against St.
Joe's.
I'm on Joe's. Plus, I think I got like 13.5. It's around 12, 13, somewhere around there. I got points and I like the under. That's it.
I kind of like that with St. Joe's. This Syracuse team is much, much better, vastly improved.
I didn't see.
Don't know if they're ready to be laying double digits and what's kind of a sleepy spot for them. Like they played some big games lately in their tournament. They upset Tennessee at home and like that. So I don't know if this is their spot. But Beast Bets Daily, Green Bay. I like Green Bay. I don't like them a lot. Go back and rewatch the beginning of this.
Very beginning of the show, we talked about it. Like within the first 5 minutes.
Mark, right around like the 14-minute mark, I did a whole thing on Green Bay.
He's going to dress up for Doug Gottlieb for next Halloween. He's dressing up as Doug Gottlieb. He loves
him and Grayson Allen. You know what? We're trying to keep it family friendly.
Yeah, family friendly.
I shouldn't say what Doug Gottlieb and Grayson Allen should do to each other.
All right, that's going to do it for us, folks. We'll be back tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern, Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Drop in the comment section what you're into, side, total, prop, or otherwise. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck, unless you're against us. We'll see you.